Your face, second step after washing your face. More good. Behind, I'm sorry, I don't know names behind. Yes. Moisturizing.
And then foundation.
And then primer.
And then chapstick.
And then chapstick.
Not your friend's chapstick.
No, not your friends. I have a brand new chapstick that is yours today. It's your prize for helping me.
Oh, man.
So go ahead and just swipe that with your hand, like the whole thing. There you go. And rub it all over, like you're putting sunblock on. And does anyone remember how long do we want to wait before, in between?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. We don't have to wait though today, so you can rub that into your hands. Do you want me to do the primer? Or do you want to do it? Okay. Before I do the primer, I'm going to give you this chapstick and let you put it on. As I said, I'm breaking the seal. It's brand new. I promise it's not the same one I used Ella Rose. Okay, so we're going to use about, remember, a pea size amount. So it's just this Shine Killer brand of NYX. And it helps absorb any light that shines through.
So it won't like bounce off of you?
Yep, exactly. We're going to let, here, can you like fan yourself? We're going to let that soak in and prime for a minute.
Send it all his way, you guys.
So the good news is for you guys, because you have been sitting watching me do makeup for a long time, which is super fun for me, but less fun for you. Male makeup takes like not even a third of the time that female makeup. I'm going to do this tickles sometimes, so I'm sorry. Who remembers why we contour? Try to let you guys answer. Go for it.
Like shadows and highlights.
Yep. So shadows and highlights, because your foundation makes everything flat. Can you like suck your lips in? So that shows me where cheekbones are. We're going to contour underneath the cheekbones. In the cheek hollows, you can stop now. And then also along the hairline. And then because you already have kind of a strong jaw, I'm going to go on top of it instead of under it. Because different shapes of faces, you are going to put your contour differently. Now, boys and men usually have broader like noses, not as skinny. So we're going to put the contour much further down on his face. And we're also going to highlight more of the top of his nose so it appears wider. Usually for girls, we're trying to make it look really, really skinny. But for men, their noses are just longer, broader. Okay? And then we'll go ahead and highlight. Remember I said we would do more of the top of his nose instead of the small line. I'm doing basically his whole top. We'll go into the center of his forehead. It reminds me of like a fawn, how they have white on their under here. Really, boys tend to have fewer highlights, but the highlights they have are almost brighter. I am going to go ahead and do the chin, and then we're not going to do his Cupid bow because typically boys don't want their lips to be like pouty. So.
Would you say boys sharper features?
Yeah.
Just need to be accented. Okay.
Yep. So notice when I blend it too, with Ella Rose, I was blending so it was much softer. I'm going to leave some of those harsher lines when I blend. Back to the like pouncing. Remember the bouncing, not pouncing. So see, I'm actually blending a lot less and letting some of that darker shine through. In fact, I may use, instead of, oops, now you have a dark line. Instead of doing it with the foundation, I'm going to go ahead and just use the back of this one. So it's a harsher line. That I'm leaving. And the same thing with the jaw. I'm going to leave a lot more of that dark to create the shadow under his jaw, which makes him have a hard jawline. What's your name?
Grayson.
Grayson. I will try to start using Grayson instead of him. Perfect. Like that. And then we're going to blend in the highlight. The highlights you can blend a lot softer because you don't want a white forehead. The highlight is to gather light. So when I go into the nose, I'll blend that together and blend that. Now, a lot of times boys like beards. So we're going to give him a beard. We're going to give Grayson a beard.
I do.
You do?
Grayson's gonna be so old, mature.
So in the kit, if you get one, there is this, it's a sponge. It has a lot of bigger holes. You can find beard sponges on like Amazon. And you just kind of dab. And when you dab, you want to dab the excess off. So simple way for how Miss Sarah's saying, as you're building those characters, to be able to give yourself age appropriate. If your character is like an 8-year-old boy, probably no beard. But if you're a mailman or something like that. We will do a lip for him as well. I'm going to use a lip pencil again.
Guys shouldn't get bright red lips, right?
Right.
Just a,
So a more nude with a little bit of pink. Just something so that your lips, if you just put foundation on your lips, you will look like you have no lips, which is also not a good look. The only thing that boys need to worry about for their eyes is go ahead and put foundation on your lid. You can do a little bit of a crease, but really most boys just do a little bit of eyeliner in the corner. Can you look up at me? Perfect. And we're just going to do the outside, top and bottom, if possible. Just a little bit so that your eye, here I'm going to go this way, eyelid pops on stage and your eyelid doesn't disappear. Again, if you're really young, you can, your character's really young, you can use white. So just like that.
go ahead and look at me, Grayson. You not clear your eyes like, what just happened to me? Good job.
And he is done except for powder. I forgot to set Ella Rose's face, but it's okay because it is done exactly the same way. In your kit, if you get it, there is a powder. It is literally just loose powder. And you're going to take your poof and dip it in and just apply it.
I will be pouching your cheeks.
Now this is also going to help with shine on stage. So there you go.
Paint her in